The bugs are back and they have brought backup. Grounded 2 has been announced recently here, and it's actually just on the horizon, coming sooner than you think. Not only that, here it's going to be bigger and bolder and somehow even more dangerous than the first one. Here's everything we know so far about Grounded 2 and what you need to know to get excited. Grounded 2 launches into early access on July 29th, 2025, literally only in 3 weeks from the time of recording this video. It's going to be coming to Steam, Windows, and Xbox Series X and S. You will be able to play this day one on the Xbox Game Pass, the PC Game Pass, and even the Xbox Cloud Gaming. It is going to be part of the Xbox Game Preview and Steam Early Access, meaning you guys will get the ability to explore roughly about 20% of the new world map, which according to the developers is already the exact same size as the current entire backyard map we have here in Grounded 1. Absolutely insane that this is only going to be 20% of what the entire map will be here for Grounded 2. Now, the main story here for Grounded 2 is essentially happening after 2 years have went by from the story ending in Grounded 1. It's important to note that the developers did state that you don't need to necessarily play all the way through Grounded 1 in order for you to get and understand the story here for Grounded 2. You can jump straight into Grounded 2, skipping over Grounded 1, even though obviously they advise you to go back and play Grounded 1. You'll have a little bit more lore and everything and backstory as to what pretty much brought the characters here or what happened in the previous, event, I should say. With that being said, though, the original protagonists, with that being Pete, Max, Willow, and Hoops, are all making a return here for the Grounded 2 from Grounded 1. The original crew is coming together for a ceremony at Brookhollow Park, and in true Grounded fashion, the entire event goes sideways, essentially shrinking the 4 protagonists once again, and Dr. Tully and Berg from the first game are now officially missing. So obviously our main goal is going to be to figure out what exactly happened to them, why we were shrunk down, and what exactly is going on in Brookhollow Park. Grounded 2 will keep the core survival co-op gameplay experience that we all know and love, but it will level it up significantly. Starting off with the first one, that brings us to exploring Brookhollow Park, which the developers are stating is going to be 3 times bigger than the original game's backyard. Again, keep in mind that only roughly 20%, which is the current size of the Grounded 1's map, will be available at the time of early access. Additionally, we can expect more diverse biomes, new materials, and expanded crafting systems from the first game. But one of the biggest new additions this time around is going to be Buggies. For the first time ever, you can raise, befriend, and ride bugs into battle or across the terrain. Obsidian has stated that at the time of early access, there will only be 2 Buggies available in the game, and that is going to be the Fire Ants and the Orb Weaver Spiders. Both of these mounts will have a different variety of skills and uses. The Fire Ants seem to be more focused around construction and building and, gathering and farming and stuff. However, they can still aid you in battle, as it does look like the Fire Ants, if you're utilizing that during a fight, will actually have the ability to summon more worker ants to assist you in that battle to fight alongside you. And it looks like the Orb Spinning Spiders will have the ability to scream or roar, if you will, that will provide some sort of stun on the enemy. Not only that, obviously it'll have some sort of webbing ability to either slow down or at least shield you, I guess I should say, from whatever the incoming damage is in that moment. Again, really cool utilities here that you can use between the 2 different Buggies that will be made available. And it's also important to note here that Obsidian did mention that more Buggies will become available as more content is released in the game beyond early access. Grounded 2 will also be bringing back a ton of familiar creepy crawlies that we all know and love. That's going to be things like ants, ladybugs, stink bugs, spiders, bees. All of these are going to be returning, for example. But Grounded 2 will also be introducing some new ones, and a lot of these are going to be confirmed that we have seen throughout the various trailers and interviews for Grounded 2, and that is going to be things like scorpions, caterpillars, butterflies, and even snails. Obviously, there's probably going to be a handful of these that have not been revealed yet that will also be inside of Grounded 2 when it does release. I'm really excited to see the new enemies that we'll be able to face, or the new insects, I guess I should say, along with finding out whatever new Buggies there are to be utilized and had beyond the orb weaving spiders and the ants. You let me know down below in the comments what you would like to see them add into the game related to these 2 topics. Obsidian has alluded to that not all enemies have 6 legs. They continue to tease a new hidden threat, something that continues to leave graffiti. It's basically lurking in the shadows and tracking tracking your every move the deeper that you get into the storyline. Is it an omnipotent enforcer, another victim of experiments? No one quite knows just yet, but just know that they're out there lurking in the shadows, and obviously we'll find out more as we uncover the story. Grounded 2 will be launching on Xbox Series X, S, Windows, Steam, and will have full-on Xbox Game Pass support at early access launch. And on top of that here, if history does repeat itself, we could potentially see a PlayStation and a Switch release later on, obviously in the development of Grounded 2, just like we did here with Grounded 1. So with that being said, are you guys ready to shrink down like an insect and hopefully not get bitten like we've done before? Let me know down below in the comments what you guys are most excited about here for Grounded 2, and also, as I mentioned before, let me know what you would like to see when it comes to the buggies being added in, or even enemies for us to face off. With that being said, as always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm very excited to jump in here and play Grounded 2 when it does launch on July 29th. Hopefully, we can get some sort of early access here being a content creator, and if I do so, I'll be sure to let you guys know. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here on the channel for everything survival games related. With that being said, as always, guys, I'll see you on the next one.